We have Deadwing here on map for TVP. What these guys talking about, I haven't really been able to keep track. So good luck, have fun, and okay, just talking about IEM. Okay, so in the upper right hand corner, I'm going for command center first once again. Cass, our blue Terran player from Cascade, has no worry at all about being greedy here once again. In the lower left hand corner from mYinsanity, it is not Kiwikaki, it is Blysk. So guys, how's everyone doing? Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the stream. Shout out to a few more guys hitting that follow button. Physics. That's kind of his name is PHYSCX, which to me says physics. But that might just be because I love physics, so maybe not. Shout out to Petoshe Panam as well. TR Min 123 and Bod Hivistav. Oh, I'm going to try this again. Bod Hivizaster. No, I can't do it. Oh my god. Bod Hivizatva. Okay, I'll just give up. A pretty quick expand here for our pros player. No real surprise there. I mean, it's Deadwing. You know, he could have tried to be aggressive or something, but not going to be the case. And for another assimilator on the way down here, he's just going to be going for a very standard Protoss opening, because skipping all of his units, he doesn't really need a Stalker or anything, and I think he knows that, and he's just getting the motion card because, of course, Phone Overcharge is always going to be an important part of the defense. A third barracks on the way here for Cass then, as he did just open that CC first into the double barracks, so he's going to have good marine production. He'll go into his double gaseous very soon as well, and while TVP builds haven't changed all too much since Wings of Liberty, this really is Wings of Liberty mode, kind of some form of gasless expansion into 3 racks, and then into a double gas most likely as well. And there's one of them gases, and oh, again, Cass just having some issues with his gases right now. I assume because of the latency, which is a little bit of a shame. Pretty quick Twilight Council on the way up for Blysk over here, as Cass just asks for a pause, and maybe try and sort out some of his latency issues perhaps, or something along those lines. So again guys, thank you for tuning in as we have a quick pause here. Again, just think Cass is trying to do a little something. Sort out whatever he feels needs sorting out, and of course he can have that time. Oh, looks as though we're back in game. Awesome, so let's go back in game. Let me get my windows back up in the correct order, and here we go. So Twilight Council on the way here for Blysk quite early on, and we see an SCV going to build a bunker at the front. Now Deadwing's one of these interesting maps for Blink where, you know, you can come in towards the main base, but to do so you've got to come all the way from the natural. But there is, so it's quite, you know, you can't really just attack the natural, blink into the main, you know, pull your opponent out of position really easily. What you can do though is work away at these rocks, and then you actually do have pretty quick access into the natural. So Cass is going to have to be a little bit wary of this as that blink does begin. He's had a very strong opening here though, and generally, I mean, the faster, you know, he's had a very quick expansion. He's had his 3 barracks up very early on, and so he should have plenty of units. So it's all about how well he splits them up and just making sure to minimize the damage, moving a few units into position to deal with any incoming Oracle, as he starts his +1 as well. And that's a pretty fast +1, going to be able to go into Stimpack now also. And I guess the real question is going to be, when does he decide to add on Marauders, because Marauders is going to be so great against Blink, and because he didn't open with a Reaper, his scouting is very limited. In fact, you know, I don't even think, has he been across the map at all? No, he hasn't scouted at all, so he can't even drop a scan because he doesn't know where his opponent is. So Cass is playing completely blind right now, no idea what's coming towards him, and ooh, Dark Shrine added on very quickly after this Blink. So Blysk is looking to get a little bit cheeky here, a little bit do something a little bit interesting. I mean, he's not really going to commit to the Blink at all. He's getting a robot facility, so I imagine he might just get a Warp Prism out here nice and quick. Get a quick Warp Prism and be able to ferry some DTs straight into the main base. We'll be an observer first. We'll keep an eye on that and see if he does use that. He does have a probe over here. We did see a turret going down. There's a turret in each of the mineral lines right now. Or just in the natural mineral lines, sorry. So Cass needs to be a little bit wary of the potential Dark Templar. Second observer on the way, so it looks as though we'll just have these DTs running straight through the front. I mean, which could work pretty well, because this, again, if this turret was here, perfect, it's an anti-DT turret, but it's actually a turret which is designed to get rid of an Oracle. So he'll cover the mineral line, which is great, but it means the DTs can walk scot-free in towards the main base, and that's not great. As this observer heading across the map, there is a warp prism, so should the DTs not make their way through the front, they will get access in through the warp prism into the back. There's a factory about to finish up here. Extra barracks on the way in a third command center. Cascade set up nicely into this mid-game. There's a bunch of stalkers being warped in right now, which is intriguing. So not going to use that Dark Shrine just yet. Just going to apply a little bit of light blink pressure here to begin with. Single Marauder out. He's going to take around these rocks. He's actually making 2 Marauders at a time right now. As these first stalkers are going to come towards the front, and Cass will see this. And I mean, there's not that many stalkers. A few SCVs pulled here, and without too much of an issue, that is turned around. So these stalkers are not able to achieve too much at the front. There will be a finishes, but still no sign of these DTs. There we go. A couple of DTs being warped in, and they're going to jump on into that warp prism then, as it's going to be able to move across the map and try and get some damage done in the main base, where there is not a turret now. Cass, he hasn't really been saving scans at all, as Stalker's actually going to blink forwards, so not blink forwards, but blink away once they take damage, and they do pick off 2 workers, which is pretty nice. And again, Cass, is he going to have a scan in time? He's 20 seconds away from a scan, so you know what, these DTs might just come in at perfect time. In fact, he's got an orbital command about to finish, so how quick does he drop his mule? And as this warp prism comes in right now, DTs unload. And here they go, they're going to move straight forwards here, and Cass, his orbital command's about to finish, so he's going to have a scan available. Combat shields will be targeted down here. SCVs are being pulled, but not to repair the... Okay, they tried to prepare it at the end there, but not quite in time, as the warp prism's actually going to go down. That's pretty big, as Stalkers will break their way through at the front. Scan goes down, 1 DT is just going to skip away, and the other DT will now go down as well. So not really much damage done at all here. It's these Stalkers at the front which are doing more than anything, as they actually pick off a couple of mules, which is really nice. But enough damage done? Well, it's kind of debatable. So this Stalker might get caught because it's already on cooldown for Blink. It's going to go down. So kind of debatable about the damage done here, because there is a fast third command center from Cass. There's the third nexus on the way here for Blysk, so it's probably fairly even. The 1-1's going to finish up at a similar time for both players, which is pretty decent. And I wonder what Cass decides to do. I mean, he shut that Dark Templar pressure down pretty easily. I wonder if he just says, well, you're probably not going to have all too much after that, and he maybe just tries to SCV pull something. He's actually must have 2 star pods already up. Yes, he does. So he's going to be able to go into a lot of Viking production here very shortly if he would like to do so. It would be nice to get a reactor on the second one of those to build 4 Vikings at a time. Third base will land, and Cass just needs to make sure to get a turret down over there. Doesn't think to check for this pylon, even though he knows this attack must have come in from somewhere. The Stalkers, the DTs. Right, okay, I guess he knows the DTs came from the warp prism, but still would have maybe thought about where did them Stalkers warp in from. They have to come from somewhere. Again, he's not just going to warp all of those Stalkers straight across the map. A few Stalkers being warped in back at home, as we do have 2 Colossi waiting back here. Blysk in a pretty solid position just on these 3 bases. Again, it's going to become very much a case of how well can he split up his army, how well can he deflect the incoming aggression from Cass, which is likely to be coming in here early on. With Viking production does begin for our Terran, so he's going to begin building up that Viking count pretty quickly. No 2-2. I think that's the most important thing to stress right now. He has not got an armory, he is not looking to continue his upgrades, and without continuing upgrades, you have to consider, is this just going to be some kind of big SCV pull to try and win the game? As this army moves forwards here, will pick off a pylon, and might be able to pick off this assimilator. He's going to stem forwards, and has to be a little bit careful. There's a lot of bio here, but 2 Colossi will rip that to shreds. Only 1 sentry though. I wonder if Cass couldn't have just split his army, simmed in there, and picked off the Colossi, because there wasn't many zealots to tank. In fact, this whole army is pretty weak against just kind of straight up bio. More units coming across the map here, including some Vikings, as this observer has a pretty good eye on what is happening at the front, seeing where this army may go, see if any drops are loaded up. So that's a really important information for Blysk, because he needs to respond to wherever Cass's army is. He needs to be in position to defend, because once you start taking damage as the snowball, as the Protoss player, it just starts getting a little bit out of control. You take a little bit of damage here, oh dear, because all of a sudden there's damage elsewhere, and 7 workers killed. DTs are going ham somewhere. Third base perhaps? Yes, it is. So DT gets quite a few kills here, 9 workers. As whoa, Cass is just going to go in for this. He's going to stim forwards, and again, I just don't really think right now there is enough to tank these Colossi. How much damage can they get done? Well, the first one has already fallen. These Zealots going down as well. The Time Warp is being used very well defensively here, as there's not many Vikings though, so again, the Stalkers will be able to take down a lot of these, but there's just so much army being killed off. Another Colossus actually falls, and Cass will escape without at least a bit of his army. 9 workers killed for him, and he will take a pretty big lead here in this game because of that 40 supply up. More Vikings on the way, army being added on now, and a 4th command center, so maybe just forgetting about his 2-2 upgrades, or maybe thinking he was going to SCV pull, but then deciding in the end it maybe wasn't the best idea. Charge is about halfway done, he has 2-2, will finish off our Protoss, so the lack of upgrades for a while from Cass will come back to hurt him a little bit. He will fall very heavily behind, and we'll probably see 3-3 finishing up about the same time as 2-2 does for Cass. Depends how much Chrono Boost Blysk decides to pop on into those forges. So, 8 Vikings out now, and having killed 2 Colossi just recently, 8 Vikings can do quite a lot to the kind of the dwindling Colossi number of his opponent right now. 3rd one has just popped out though. A couple of Archons in this army right now as well. Only 5 Stalkers. I mean, not much anti-air to really deal with Vikings. This Cass has such a large army moving across the map, and I don't actually think this is good for Blysk at all. I think the last thing he wants to do is actually is engaging in the middle of the map, really, as these Vikings are going to get a great position initially here on the Colossi. Cass begins to kite backwards a little bit. The Vikings are going to get rid of these Colossi so quick, but there's a lot of Zealots on the ground. A couple of DTs are moving forwards as well, and Cass will have to scan to get rid of those. But, well, the Vikings have done their job. He's going to lose everything else on the ground, though, so he needs to pick up and get out of there. Okay, he will just about be able to get away. As the blink forward picks off another Marauder. And a few units out here for Cass as these couple of medevacs will get blinked upon. And will boost. So more units on the way here, and Cass just needs to kind of hold on for a little while. He needs to be a little bit careful. His Dog Temple will start doing quite a bit of damage here if he isn't careful. This army with 2-2 is doing quite a lot here as it charges forwards. Is Blysk just going to be able to win the game right now with this one push? These TTs need to be careful walking in towards a turret. This 4th base is spotted here by Blysk, and this will have to be evacuated. But just give Cass a few more moments to just kind of prepare for this. Walking units in towards this army, though, again, not what he really wants to be doing right now, as he stims backwards. And, well, again, these Zealots just need to be careful. There's a lot of Zealots, and this army is primarily just gateway units, but well upgraded gateway units. As okay, the Warpism just gets that warp in. I don't think Blysk can attack through this choke point. Cass is going to have a really good choke point on this ramp as well. As these Zealots are actually just going to maybe go up the ramp. I'm not too sure. DT moving forwards. Cass needs to drop that scan, stop that from doing too much damage here. Zealots filtering through here just a couple at a time. Another Viking will land. The Dog Templar is still going ham at the front, but everything else will blink away. The rest of these Zealots will get caught in the retreat also, and that's a big loss, about 700 minerals for no real reason. And this Colossus has actually been seen, workers being killed by what? Dog Templar? No, just a Zealot in the mineral lines here. Cass is okay on workers though. 65 SCVs against 70 probes at this point. DT will try and make his way into the main base. No, back towards the 3rd. He doesn't know where he wants to go. Vikings lift up and they're still alive. I mean, they can be utilised against the Colossus production, which has restarted here. And 3-3 didn't start up for a long time here for Blysk. He really did delay that. So as 2-2 finishes for Cass, he's going to get into an okay position. Cass, I think, just dropped all of his mules, but okay, he has one scan available, and he will grab that Dark Templar. And again, just a few Stalkers in the middle of the map here. May try and grab a Viking, but it's forced to blink away too quickly. And again, the army doesn't look too great for our Protoss right now. Storm is on the way, about 25-30% of the way done. 3-3 is about halfway done, but it's not going to be here in time to defend against this incoming army. So, Cass has got a great timing. He only has a few Vikings, but there's there's actually 3 Colossi. I just wonder if, again, is there enough with 2-2 now? I mean, the Terran player is going to do a lot better against Zealots, etc. There's about 8 Vikings here. Here we go. He's going to have to get them Vikings onto the Colossi as soon as possible. The Zealots are just absolutely melting. There's just so much bio here for Cass, and he is just going to crush this. But not an easy game. It's been very back and forth, and as GG well played is called, Cass will wipe